Hey guys, and in today's video we'll be talking about tattoo apprenticeships and what to expect. So let's get to it. So what to expect when you have a tattoo apprenticeship or get a tattoo apprenticeship. If you get a good one, expect to do all the things you don't want to do. And if you get a bad one, well, expect to not learn much. But anyway, the former of the two, if you get a good apprenticeship, don't expect everything to happen all at once. Just expect to be there as a quiet little mouse, not completely a quiet little mouse, and still ask questions and prompt your mentors about learning, because that's what you're there for, is to learn. But and as I said probably in a previous video, that you've got to make them feel like you're worth their time, and that's all it is you're pretty much selling yourself. So you've got to learn and just go with the motions. Don't expect to be picking up a tattoo machine within the first however many months. I'm not going to say a time frame there, because it's just not going to happen. You're not going to be dealing with everything that the studio entails straight away. It took weeks upon, well, months before I got let into the side of things, and it's more administration things that I was let into, and all of that sort of thing, making sure that everything's run properly, everything that's itemized properly, setups and whatnot. I think the main thing you should learn whilst having a tattoo apprenticeship is patience. Patience. I mean, to quote my mentor's father, who's the shop owner, is I had to prove myself that I was invested in the studio. And now that I'm invested in the studio, I've got to that time period, rather, of being there. Now's the time they're investing in me. The first 6 months, and to quote him again, was to teach me patience. Not everything is going to come straight away. So literally what I didn't expect, but I'm telling you to expect now, is get ready for a hell of a lot of cleaning. And because, as we all know, we are dealing with open wounds as tattoo artists, and yeah, the risk of infection is very, very high no matter what you do. So cleaning is a massive one. I mean, my jobs in the studio on a week-to-week basis, because I'm only there once a week, is to make sure all the inks are shook properly and organized on the shelf. Deep clean of the studio, I mean walls, floors, chairs, everything like that. And to make sure all the paperwork is filed correctly with the help of my mentor, because being the tattoo artist and the studio manager, that is her job to do. So those are the three things that I do. And to work on my portfolio, because I've got that privilege now that my portfolio has been put on the table and designs out of it are up for grabs to be tattooed by the two tattoo artists in the studio. And yeah, so that's massive privilege and a massive upside for me. But I think the summary of this video is, and this advice is, don't expect anything to happen fast, because it won't. Some tattoo studios will have you doing the shit jobs, as it were. I'm going to say shit jobs very loosely because they're shit, but they're necessary for at least 18 months maybe. I remember before I scored this apprenticeship, I applied for another apprenticeship in a tattoo studio just across the border, and they said to me, don't expect to be picking up a tattoo machine for at least 18 months. It's like, right, okay. Given present circumstances, at that given moment in time, I wasn't willing to do the 18-month wait, but, and considering how far the studio was away from my home, I wasn't willing to do that. Luckily, they never gave me the call back, so it was okay. But yeah, that's about average from what I've heard, is like 18 months. And if you're part-time like me, could be even longer. I'm very graced and very privileged with the studio that I'm in, that they understand that family, it comes first, and that wages need to be made and earned. That's why I have a full-time job, and I go down there once a week. But they have helped me massively. They're continuing to help me massively. My journey has progressed no end. I've learned so much art, so much, well, more professional styles of art, and it's inspired my creativity no end. And it's, yeah, the patience has paid off. It has taught me a hell of a lot of patience as well. So it's not a bad thing. It's really not a bad thing. And the patience also comes into getting clients as well, because you're not going to be overnight, you're not going to become successful, which is, I understand that. It's, in a way, becoming a tattoo artist is just building a business for yourself. And yeah, we all know it takes time to do that, and Rome wasn't built in a day, as the famous saying goes. Yeah, so into summary, don't expect the world and don't expect anything fast, because it won't happen. And as I said, if you're in a bad apprenticeship, I've got a couple of my friends that are in the tattoo industry now that are well-established artists. They've been doing it for 6-7 years. But inside talking to them about my apprenticeship and their apprenticeship, they've been saying that all they was just left to their own devices. It was just like, yeah, you'll learn a little bit, but here's a machine and just have at it, sort of thing. Tattoo yourself, tattoo a bit of fake skin, things like that. And yeah, we wouldn't call it throwing in at the deep end, but you just like, hey, you're good at that, you should do it, which is not ideally what you need in the industry. But some people might like to do it that way. Personally, I think that's a really half-assed way of doing things. Oh yeah, I'm going to teach you everything I know about this industry, but there you go. Just do it on your own devices. Not like I got taught properly or anything like that. That's just my opinion, and yeah, that's it. So, thank you very much for watching tonight, guys, or today, wherever you are in the world. If you like this video, as always, hit that like button, hit that subscribe and the notification bell for more apprentice journeys, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.